Crystal Palace are having a wonderful time. This year, the Eagles won their first trophy ever, the FA Cup, and are playing in Europe for the very first time. And we are going to build up on this momentum. At least I hope. That's because Football Manager 26 is finally out. We waited 2 very long years for a new game, and now it's time to dive into it. In this video, we're taking charge of Crystal Palace and managing them for a full season. Our goals are very simple. We want to test the new game, all while leading our club to a top half finish and a fine European adventure. Can we lead the Eagles to another historical season, or will the new game verify our skill and send us packing in October? Let's find out. Welcome to Football Manager 26. This is my very first time playing Football Manager, so naturally, the very first thing I had to do was to create my own character. This is the man I came up with, and I have to already say it, you will love the character creation process when you're playing the game. There are so many options you can mess around with, and that's wonderful. After finally polishing every detail, my very next step was to become manager of Crystal Palace. But before diving into the match action, I first had to find out how to use the brand new user interface. It was quite confusing at first, but I have to say I like it. Of course, we're on the beta version, so I did see quite a lot of bugs. However, I see the huge potential in it, especially when it comes to attracting new players. But now, let's actually operate on it. And the first thing I wanted to sort out is my tactic. I went for a classic 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder. Out of possession, the wingers track back to make it a 4-1-4-1. And in possession, their goal is to cut inside to create some mess in the box. The other thing I wanted to take care of is the transfer business. For 13 million euros and another 6 in installments, I secured a new centre-back, Josip Szutalo from Ajax. I needed someone to cover this position, considering a number of lengthy injuries in the team. But at the start of this rebuild, that was all I could do. It was now time to finally step onto the pitch. My Football Manager 26 career started with a chance to win a trophy, the Community Shield. And I can already tell you, this one match had an insane amount of action. On that, as Mohamed Salah enters the area, and this is unfortunately the first goal we're going to see today. Kamada, and he finds Ismaila Sarr on the right wing. This is what we wanted to see. Sarr getting plenty of space. Makes a cut inside, and he's looking for a shot. Kamada scores an equalizer, and it's 1-1. Pretty normal match so far, right? Well, watch this. Finds Pino, finds Mateta. Mateta with a strike! What a goal! What a goal from Jean-Philippe Mateta, and I've got a voice crack. I mean, what? I just want to see this again. Mateta, 35 yards out, lobs Alisson. Mohamed Salah gets that ball, equalizes unfortunately. That's the brace from Mohamed. A draw meant we're going to a penalty shootout. I could choose my takers from a list of everyone in my club, including a heavily injured Sheikh Doucouré. But the game had one more surprise for me. Relax, spit your spot cake. If we win this, we first have to go to this. What is going on? Can we have penalties? Ladies, gents? Do I instant result to find out? In case you're wondering, Liverpool won the match on penalties. But it doesn't really matter, it's a glorified friendly. So let's now jump into proper football. First, we will take care of the Conference League. We started our journey in the 4th qualifying round, with a match against AJK Helsinki from Finland. In typical rookie fashion, we conceded first. Thankfully, despite the lack of the scoreboard, we sorted out the result in the second half. Eddie Nketiah, Adam Wharton and Jean-Philippe Mateta all scored, ending the first leg with a 3-1 win. In Helsinki, Ismaila Sarr went past the defender and scored a lone goal, leading us to the Conference League stage. I of course could not see every opponent on my list, and I cannot even filter my matches by competition, but it worked out. We were playing Legia Warsaw, Malmö, Breidablik, Fredrikstad, PAOK Saloniki and Pilsami Orhei. We only got a draw against Legia and lost to PAOK, but we also achieved 4 wins with mostly rotated squads. Therefore, we just qualified to the round of 16. But you probably have a more important question. What about the league itself? I've got some huge news for you there. For the first time in Football Manager, the English Premier League is officially licensed. The clubs finally have their logos, kits and player faces, and the league has its own branding. That's the reason I wanted to start my FM26 gameplay in England. Our Premier League debut came against Chelsea, and our debut was quite messy. Makes a pass to Palmer, off the post, off the crossbar. Fernandes, back to the Brazilian. Brazilian makes a pass to João Pedro, second for Chelsea. Reece James cuts inside, and Esteban indeed scores the third. Palmer, 4. Can we score at least a consolation today at Stamford Bridge? Sarr to Eddie Nketiah with a header that hits the post. Hughes has a rebound. Don't know how slow he was. He was like on the Sunday League, but it counts as a goal. So at least we've scored. Good sequence, good sequence. I like it. I like it. Nketiah with a chance. 4-2. Now down the left wing, and it looks like more likely to be Chelsea's 5th. Especially as the referee says it could be a penalty. From 12 yards out, Cole Palmer is going to attempt to score. And why is this a red card when the ref clearly showed the yellow? Very tough stuff to this Premier League campaign. And it's going to be even tougher with this penalty. Now Devaney can start a counter. Maybe we'll go 5-3. That would be absolutely entertaining. Ismaila Sarr. What? Why is he out playing here when he's got a red? It looks like it's a massive loss, 5-2. It wasn't the start we wanted. So I had to make another transfer. Hicham Boudaoui from Nice for 15 million and another 5 in installments. He did not join us before the first game at home though, against Nottingham Forest. In it, for some reason, when I subbed on Mateta and Canvo, they did not enter the pitch, so that's another bug added to the list. At least Ismaila Sarr enjoyed a good game. He scored the opening goal and almost gave an assist after a great solo run. Unfortunately, Igor Jesus equalized for Nottingham. But hey, it's our first Premier League point. But that was just a trailer to a terrible start to the season. We were demolished 3-0 by Aston Villa, only salvaged a draw against Sunderland and got yet another loss to West Ham. After 5 matches, we are in the relegation zone, and what's worse, our very next opponents were going to be Liverpool. He finds Ismaila Sarr. Kamada to the middle, back to Sarr, Mateta, back to Wharton. Great passing here, Sarr has a chance, Sarr opens up the scoring against Liverpool. Vets makes a pass to Chiesa, Chiesa finds Isak. Dean Henderson doesn't save it, but it looks like it could be offside. Let's see if we'll be saved. No. Doesn't really help much in terms of current relegation battle. We're getting a third draw, so it's at least something. But we're still waiting for that first win. And that first win would not come against Everton. We again had a draw. This time, we saved it in the 92nd minute. Thankfully, we did not need to save it against Bournemouth, because we finally won our first Premier League match, thanks to a hat-trick from Jean-Philippe Mateta. Could we keep up our positive momentum? We will only find out after playing Arsenal. Declan Rice now on the left. We'll be looking for a cross or cut inside to an empty net. It's Victor Gyökeres. Mitchell. He's looking for an opportunity down the left wing. Tarwick with a chance to cross it. Finds Mateta, who scores an equalizer from a header. It's Adam Wharton, who will take it from left foot to a near post. Mateta has a chance to score from a rebound. We're taking the lead over Arsenal. Throwing for Arsenal. Calafiori. Idegaard finds some space, and unfortunately this means we've got a draw now. We know we have a draw in our hands. Very respectable point against a championship contender. But turns out we lose possession. Bukayo Saka has a chance. And it's heartbreak. Tosa. He now advances down the left wing. He gets past the defender. There is hope. And we do not find the net. We were on a level, allowing us to take a surprise win. But it looks like you cannot just score. You also have to avoid conceding. Honestly, when I think of this sentence, I just pulled a full-on Will Buxton here. There's a much more important matter though, and that is a 6-pointer against Brentford. He's looking for a pass to Wharton, who finds Mateta, and Nketiah with Mateta, who's on a 1v1 and scores, opens up the scoring. As long as we're moving forward after all, and we do, and Nketiah with a chance scores the second goal. Henderson loses possession to Mitchell. No, he does not. Rico Henry makes a pass to Ouattara. This win is very important, especially as it builds morale ahead of the derby against Brighton. A derby which we started in the worst way possible. To make it even worse, Yankuba Minteh gave Brighton the lead, and we then conceded a penalty, which at least Henderson saved. So here's a big moment for us to turn this match around. But we just couldn't convert our chances, like this one or this one. and we lost the derby. At least, Mateta decided to shine once again against Wolverhampton, against whom he scored a brace. This man is genuinely on an insane form, and he's leading the top scorer charts. But Jean's real test would come against Manchester United, who now has a chance to cross it, or get past our defender, and within a single minute we concede. On the left side now. Second highlight going from the Mason Mount to Mazraoui. Kamada heads it to Nketiah, looking for a chance. It's 2-1. Mason Mount taking a corner. Clear, but it goes to Cunha, who after a deflection scores the third for United. Wharton to Nketiah, who has a chance to make it 3-2. Or just send it to Nketiah, who has a chance. I think he was offside. He's not. It's an equalizer, hat-trick for Eddie. Cunha, it's not looking promising. It's not looking promising. Mason Mount finds Fletcher. And it's again a heartbreak in the final minutes. What are we doing? I mean, seriously. It was such a brilliant game. Honestly, I do not understand how we just cannot keep ourselves disciplined in the end again. But that wasn't the end. We lost even more games. 3-0 against Burnley and 2-0 against Fulham. Our form has truly fallen apart. And before the crucial match against Manchester City, this happened. We're having a board request. I mean, this is basically happening every time when I'm in the Premier League. Every other club, every other league, it's going fine. Winning games, exceeding expectations. Premier League, disaster. And I have to attend the meeting because it's not my fault that the players keep conceding goals in the 92nd minute. Yeah, I have been in management that long. I have the time until the end of the season, so as long as it doesn't go into the disaster, we should be fine. Well, it looks like our game against the Citizens is the most important one so far. But it looks like the players do not want to win because it's Reinders now entering our area. Makes a pass to Foden. Mateus Nunes. There is a ball to Savinho, and after another deflection it goes in. Mitchell with Nketiah. Great 1-2. Looking for a cross to Mateta. Munoz down the right wing will be looking for a chance to cross it. Does it? Donnarumma somehow finds a way to catch the ball, but Uche scores! It's an equalizer against Manchester City. What a comeback. I know it's not a victory, but a draw against Manchester City is still huge. It could build up our momentum and prove the press wrong. The game at Elland Road against Leeds United may decide the rest of this campaign. We could either steer ourselves into the mid-table fight or get stuck trying to avoid the drop. And thanks to Jean-Philippe Mateta, we could now once again think about going upwards. He almost scored another goal of the season, but this time the keeper could save it. Jean-Philippe also netted a penalty against Tottenham, but despite one more effort from Nketiah, we did not get a single point again. Wilson Otterberg had the game of his life with 2 goals and an assist, and the Spurs won, despite Nketiah having a chance for a 94th minute equalizer. Things got even worse against Fulham, but I'm not surprised at all after we cannot even clear the ball that is on our feet. Maybe with Boudaoui finally being registered and Doucouré returning to full health, we will be able to accomplish something in the second part of the season. And against Newcastle, they did not help. I was on the verge of giving up at this point. Check this out, we're in the relegation zone already. I might as well instant result because I know this is the last game. Only a miracle will change things. Got a draw? You're telling me we got a draw out of this? Another draw, this time against Aston Villa, made us hopeful again. But then we lost to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. Attend meeting with the board. 9 points in the next 5 games. This is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. 9 points in 5 games. Also, shut up, Lebri. You rock bottom and lost to us 1-0. Unfortunately, we'll have to finish this season without Mark Guay. His contract was running out and he wasn't interested in staying, so I had to cash in. I also accepted a 55 million offer for Tyrick Mitchell from Saudi Arabia. The replacements for the 2 Englishmen were Leif Davis at left back and Jeff Chabot at centre back. But neither of them were in the club when we played the also struggling Chelsea side. We're looking to make it 1 point of a gap in our advantage, and it looks like it's offside. Wait, short pass to Shutalo. We're looking to make a mistake, and Liam Delap only hits the crossbar. Chris Richards gets the ball on the right side. He's by the byline. We'll be looking for a cross potentially. He makes it with the left foot. Sosa gets that ball to Mateta. Back to Sosa, who makes a pass to Nketiah, who scores against Chelsea. We're taking the lead. Gusto sends it to Buonanotte. Buonanotte with a pass to Delap, who makes an equalizer. Kukurea to Neves. Back to Cucurella, back to Neves, and unfortunately... Well, fortunately, we hit the post, but it looks like it's a penalty. We just cannot find a way of at least scoring a point or 3 in each game. João Pedro versus Henderson. No chance. Now explain to me, how am I meant to keep my job when we keep losing late goals like this? And then Ketia did not even try shooting from this against Nottingham. Well, at least Ismail Assar scored a header and gave us a win in the City ground. And now, a win over either Brighton or Burnley will make us keep the job. And we desperately need that victory. So of course, Danny Welbeck opened up the scoring and Baleba doubled it. The Curry may have given us hope with this stunning effort, but despite us going very attacking late on, it did not help. This only meant one thing. I mean, boys, this is it. This is the final game potentially. Maybe we win randomly and turns out we are on the rise of form, but yeah, if we don't win, this is it. We need 9 points in 5 games, we've got 6. This is the last one against Burnley. Let's do this. Let's just win this. Win this one and we're absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I can already see this being a conceded goal. Baumgartner, because Burnley is the only team creating chances. Now, thankfully, he's missed. Sarr passes it to Davies. Davies to Wharton. Davies with a chance to Ismail Assar, who gives us the lead. Ismail Assar, the reliable forward, with yet another goal. If they score a goal here, we're done. We're done. So I already go very attacking. Cullen to Brooks. David Brooks finds Josh Cullen. Baumgart. That's it. We're done. We're done as a team. This is it. I mean, just watch. Just watch. I mean, I'm already accepted the fate. Yep. Even though we promoted Crystal Palace out of the relegation zone, honestly, this is the prime example of the Premier League tax in this game. Second time in a row we're sacked in the Premier League. Crystal Palace finished the season where we left them, on 16th. They did not even make it to the final of the Conference League, being knocked out by Rayo Vallecano in the semi-final. All under Gareth Southgate of all people. So after yet another sack from the Premier League, there was only one left thing to do. I've got only one thing to say. Pathetic decision, and they wanted to force me out. I just want a beef with this club. Unfortunately, this is about all you can get when it comes to interviews after the sacking. And if you want to find out how I got sacked from Chelsea, just click on the video that is on your screen right now, because the exact same thing basically happened. And I think it's even more ironic at this point.